I am a clear atheist.
All right.
I'm a real atheist.
Well, we're gonna see.
Atheist.
We're gonna see if we can change that. Now,
no, let me call time out.
Okay, what you got?
When you talk to me, recognize that I am brilliant. Slavery and obeying one's master. It's in there. It's in there.
Romans 1:25. Let's get that. But we had a good conversation, though, right?
Yeah, it was good. So it was good. It's always good to be able to speak.
So the initial question that I had for you is, because you said all these different religions,
all
right?
All religions. Yeah.
Now, the difference...
I am a clear atheist.
All right.
I'm a real atheist.
Well, we're gonna see.
Atheist.
We're gonna see if we can change that. Okay, now, the question I have.
Me. I'm 71.
I got you. But the question I have for you, is, out of all those religions that you studied, why did the black man go into slavery on ships? When your studies, why did it in the Quran, in all the other books that you named? It didn't talk about that. Why?
I don't know.
Because they're make believe. And I'm gonna show you something. Get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. I'm gonna show you something. Because do you agree that we went into slavery? You agree with that?
Yeah,
on cargo slave ships.
I know my people who were
went into slavery on ships.
I have written documents about the slaves that are in my capacity.
All right, now I'm gonna show you why that happened to us. First, verse 15. Listen to this real close.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
What's going on, kinfolk? Hey, what we're going over is how the black man came to America. Do you know how we came to America?
On the ship.
On the ship. On point. Stay right here. I got two scriptures. Just listen to this. Watch it.
But it shall come to pass, if they will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans on the earth today. He's talking to them, read.
To observe to do all his commandments.
Some of the commandments.
Do all his commandments.
So all he taught us was to do the commandments, right? Keep going.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Moses said that if the children of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, don't listen to God, all these curses gonna come on. One second. I'm gonna show you the curses though. One second. Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing, sir?
Bad thing.
Bad thing. So we're gonna jump straight to it. Well, verse 16, just for the point. Verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Now I want y'all to think of any city that you probably been traveled before. Any city that you've ever been to, and let's say they have a Martin Luther King Street. Yeah. How is Martin Luther King Street? Is it the best side of town, or is it always the worst? It's always the what? The worst, right? Who lives on Martin Luther King? You said black people? Read it again from the top.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shall you be in the city. You got to worry about people committing drive-bys and random bullets hitting your house, right? White people ain't got to worry about that. Arab, we go home. They have no Martin Luther King Street, right? But they got streets, and they streets ain't as bad as ours, right? But here's the point. Let's see what's going to happen. Verse 68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with...
God is going to send us into Egypt again. Now, what was the children of Israel doing in Egypt? Y'all familiar with that? You don't know what happened?
They were wondering.
They was wondering? They wasn't wondering. Moses had to go in to tell Pharaoh to let my people go. What was they doing? They was what? Slaves in Egypt, right? So let's see what's going to happen. Deuteronomy 28:68. Watch this.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with...
Hold up. Egypt again, or slavery again. How?
With ships.
Now, whose history is that? Who went into slavery on ships? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? The Hispanics went into slavery in 1492. Columbus did the same thing that they did to us in the 1600s, right? But here's the point, read.
By the way whereof I speak unto thee.
So the same way Moses said we was going to go into slavery on ships, that's how it happened, right? Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
The it is talking about is our homeland, which is Jerusalem, which is Northeast Africa, which is right here. Hey, you ever been to Jerusalem before? What about you? You travel. You been to Jerusalem? We ain't never been there as a whole, right? We still over here in America, Babylon the Great. Here's the point.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So once we got up them ships, we were sold to our enemies. Them people wasn't our friends that sold us, right? This is what they did to us, right?
Can I ask
Taught us religion.
Can I ask a question?
Let me finish this verse, and I want your question. Trust me. Let me finish the verse. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
And slave women.
And no man shall buy you,
Meaning nobody bought us and set us free. They bought us and raped us, killed us, robbed us, changed our last name, put a horse on one leg, a horse on the other leg, smacked them and ripped us apart, right? This is what happened to us.
Like they did to Levi.
And why did it happen to us? Yeah, you doggone right, like they did to Levi. But why did that happen to us? Because it didn't happen to Chinese people. It didn't happen to Arabs. It didn't happen to East Indian that worship Buddha.
Right.
Why did it only happen to us? Why?
Can I ask a question?
I want your question.
I have cognitive decline.
One second though, one second. I want the question.
Yeah,
but why did
I'm gonna forget?
hold 1 second. Why did it happen?
Because we use color of our skin.
Amos 3:1. Because the color of our skin? No, sir. Because back when this started happening, Chinese people was black. You can still find they call it Afro-Asiatic, Afro-Iranians, Afro-Asians,
One
right?
island in Japan, the people are still black.
They still black. So it ain't just because of the color of our skin, right? Everybody on earth was dark skinned at one point. You can find dark skinned Arabs today. They ain't going to slavery on ships. Why did it only happen to us? You know? Watch this. Amos 3:1.
Book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So remember, he's only speaking to the children of Israel. This whole Bible is only written to the children of Israel. Other nations have picked up our book and they making it seem like it's for everybody, but it's only talking about you. But here's the point, read.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
So the whole family that I saved out of the first slavery that y'all went in, read.
Saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Out of all the nations that's on the earth that I created, I only know you. That's what God said. I only dealt with you. Let's see, read.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Therefore, I'm going to whoop your behind every time you commit sin. For instance, it's a sin to eat pork, shrimp, catfish. And what happens to black people when we eat it? High blood pressure, diabetes, gout, all these food-related diseases. But the Chinese man eat it all the time. He ain't got no high blood pressure. White man eat raw meat. He don't nothing happen to him. But you mess around and eat your meat undercooked. You get stomach ulcers. You get you get worms and different things. You get sick because God is punishing us. But you understand that. But check out that flyer. Now, what's your question, bro? What's your question? You forgot the question.
I told you.
I wanted the question.
I told you I have cognitive decline.
So
I knew a hell of a lot.
I got you.
Now I know
On point.
that.
On point. Give me that
know that.
Psalm 68:11. The God of the nations are idols.
Oh,
68:11. You got the question?
It had to do with the slavery and obeying one's master. It's in there. It's in there.
No.
Obeying
Go to
one's
Colossians.
master.
Colossians 3 and
It's
10.
obeying one master as he did to
Now.
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna explain that, but it doesn't actually say slaves obey your master.
It's something like that. That's
Okay,
how I
so we're
train.
gonna get the understanding. Here we go. Now, common
That's
miss.
very troubling to me. But,
Let's see.
But carry on and
But we gotta,
transduce it.
yes sir, we gotta get the
Transduce it
understanding. We gotta get the understanding. Read it.
Transduce
Book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 22. Servants, obey in all things your masters.
So it says servants, not slaves, but
Slave and servant,
but
same thing.
it's a difference. I'm gonna show you the difference. But servants obey in all things your masters, right? So now
But master and servant don't even go together.
it does, and I'm gonna show you
Master
why.
and servant.
Leviticus,
a servant
is it 25?
Your plate at
25, Leviticus 25, and started 36. I'm gonna show you because we gotta know the law, right? 35. Read that.
35. And if thy brother be waxing poor,
If who?
if thy brother be waxing poor,
So the context is your brother, somebody that's from the same nation as you, right? Read.
and fallen in decay with thee,
So if your brother is poor, we see homeless people all the time, right? Read.
then thou shalt relieve him. Yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee.
So he's supposed to come live with us.
him up.
That's how we gonna get him back on his feet, right? That's the context, right?
Hook him
Keep
up.
going. Watch this.
Take thou no usury of him.
Do what?
Take thou no usury of him.
Don't hurt him.
Usury is adding interest on top of things. We're not supposed to do him wrong. That's my brother, right?
Don't hurt him. Don't
Keep
hurt
going. Here's the point.
Or increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee.
Watch this. Context.
Verse 39. And if thy brother that dwelleth with thee be waxing poor,
So the same thing over again. He's waxing poor. Read.
and be sold unto thee,
He got sold to us, right? Because they can sell themselves to get out of debt, right? Here's the point.
thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant.
He's not going to be a slave,
Don't make him
a
a slave.
bond servant, right? But
I understand
here,
English. I speak 3 languages.
you on point. But here's the point.
Three.
On point. You're a wise man. So cool.
Let's call time out.
Can I finish the point though?
No, let me call time out.
Okay, what you got?
When you talk to me, recognize that I am brilliant and
I believe you're brilliant because you got out the car. You a black man, look just like me. So I already know you're brilliant. So there's no need to even do that. We don't care about your accolades. We care about what's in this Bible.
I don't care about that at all.
You should, but let me finish my point. Let me finish the point. Because it didn't say slaves obey your master. It never says, but let me finish. Let me clear it up though, and then we'll go further than that, all right? Watch this, read on.
But as an hired servant.
As a hired what?
As a hired servant.
So still talking about your brother, he's gonna be a hired servant. You ever seen that movie, the show Fresh Prince?
Yeah.
What was Jeffrey? Was Jeffrey a slave?
He was a slave, yeah.
He was a slave.
He wasn't on the same level as the big
Jeffrey was free.
As the big old fat lawyer, he wasn't on that
He didn't
level.
own the house, but he was like their family, right? Yeah. But here's the point. Let me finish that. Rico.
Okay.
And as a hired servant, and as a sojourner.
So a hired servant, you pay hired servants. He's not working for free. Keep going.
He shall be with thee, and shall serve thee under the year of Jubilee.
So you have a deadline. You can only hold him for so long, and you gotta set him free. Now, here's the difference between a real slave and your brother.
43. Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor.
So we can't rule up. I'm gonna whip your back for not. I'm not gonna do that to him. Read.
But thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shalt fear thy God.
So we gotta fear God. But here's the point. Here's the difference between them and the other nations. Watch this. Read.
Both thy bondman and thy bondmaid.
So your slave man and your slave woman, let's see where they come from.
Which thou shalt have shall be of the heathen.
Shall be of who?
Of the heathen.
What's a heathen? All the other nations.
Sound like me.
No, you ain't no heathen. You the chosen people of God. So the slave that you can get is going to be from the other nations. But here's the point, Reed.
Shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall you buy bondmen and bondmaids.
So of them you can buy your slave woman, slave man. Let's see how long we can keep them though, Reed.
Moreover, of the children of strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall you buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession.
We can have them forever. We can't own each other forever. We can only have you for a little while. You get up on your feet, we let you go. Now, what's your last name though?
The name of the white people that owned my family.
Now, why is that? Deuteronomy 28.
It's cute. The name of the white people that owned my family.
Yeah. Now, why is that? Why don't the Chinese man, because you say they went into slavery too, why don't the Chinese man have a last name of a European right now?
The Chinese people that are left in China,
yeah.
I don't know enough about them to talk about them.
The ones that you've seen, the one that are around here, why aren't they last names European last names too?
Well, because they were too many of them.
It's not too many.
It's a billion Chinese people. Ain't no billion.
It's probably 2 billion blacks.
Ain't no billion Europeans, Englishmen.
So that makes no sense.
There's a billion Chinese. Maybe there are some Chinese with the white man's name.
I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you why your last name is your last name and my last name is my last name. And me and you look like we could be kinfolk. I'm gonna show you why we got different names. Watch this, read that.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become astonishment.
Now remember, we're reading the curses that fall upon the children of Israel. They're gonna do what?
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
The children of Israel, wherever they are in the last days, they're gonna be an astonishment. When you see them, you're gonna be like, dang, I can't believe it. Yes, sir. Watch this.
A proverb and a byword.
A proverb is a wise saying, right? And a byword is calling you anything outside of your God-given name. Like black. Like my pants are black. Black can't be my race.
Well, I understand that.
It can't be a nationality. What's an African American? What's that?
Well, that's somebody whose blood came from over there and now they're here.
But the continent of Africa, who is it named after?
After some European.
Exactly.
It was once
the land of Canaan or Kemet or yeah, the land of Ham. Yeah, we get that. But America, who is that named after?
Amerigo Vespucci.
What is he? Is he a black man?
He's an Italian.
So why are black people today saying I'm an African American? Those are two white people.
They don't know what they are. They can't know. How could they know when their history has been snatched?
On point. Now hold that. Hosea 4 and 6. Now keep on. How can they know? Because their history is snatched, right?
It's been snatched.
Why isn't everybody's history snatched? Why is it only us?
I don't know.
Because we got curses on us from God.
Yes, I want to say.
Go ahead.
When I don't know,
When you don't know.
I shout out, I don't know. I shout it out.
That's good. That's
so
humble.
they can maybe help me, because if I don't know, maybe you know.
Right, exactly,
But
exactly.
I don't know, I shout it out.
Same here.
Some
That's a
other
humble
people-
spirit.
Some other people who don't know and are afraid to admit they don't know.
That's
They
prideful.
must make up a story to get you hooked up with something.
And who's the main one that made up the story? Look right here. Who made up the story? These people right here. They made up his story. His story. That's what they told us.
I know about
And that's why I wanted to show you the books that show that blacks ruled Europe.
But I told you I read before, brother.
But you never
trust
seen it.
you. I will trust you in your reading because I do trust you.
Jeremiah 17.
I trust you.
We're going back there. You trust me?
I don't need
You just met me today and you
I
trust me.
met you this day.
And you trust me already.
Your spirit
I'm gonna show
shouted
you.
out to me.
I'm gonna show you the problem with that. I'm gonna show you the problem with that. That's cool
Maybe
that you
I should take off running? Is that what you're telling me?
Maybe. But I'm gonna show you the problem with trusting a random person that you just met today. Read that.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 9. The heart is the...
Jump up to verse 4. 5. Curse be the man. Read that.
Verse 5. Thus said the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
Curse be the man that do what?
Cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
What about
You're
the man
gonna be
that trusted in a
cursed.
book?
You're supposed to trust in this
I
book.
got to
Hosea
go
4 and 2.
now. I got
I mean
to
Proverbs
go.
4 and 2.
I got to
You gotta go? Proverbs 28 and 1. Because we reading the word of God. We giving you salvation. What's gonna save the world, our nation, from black on black crime. And you don't want it. We gonna save the single parent household, these young black men growing up without fathers, and you gonna run from the solution. Read what you got.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 1. The wicked flee when no man pursueth.
It says the wicked, wherever they are, they're gonna run away from the solutions that are gonna save the community. Read it again.
The wicked flee when no man pursueth.
But what?
But the righteous are...
But the righteous, those that's gonna stand for the word of God and truth, read.
But the righteous are bold as a lion.
We gonna stand right here. We ain't gonna run from nobody. No matter what book you've read, we gonna bust it down. Thus said the Lord.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word